Hi, I'm Alex Anders, and this is Bisexual Real Talk. And this week I'm going to be answering one of your questions again. But before I do, I'll mention that in the description below, since you guys seemed to like it the last time, I'm including another excerpt from one of my books, this time Hurricane Laine, which is book one in the series. So if you click on the links, you can get the anthology, which includes all 5 books in the series, and this is the first one, so this is the one you'll kick off with. Also, I want to mention that if you want to support the channel, you can do so by improving your dating life. I'm including the links for BiCupid, which is where I'm pushing all of my viewers now. Because not only can you find people who are legitimately looking for other bisexuals, specifically looking for bisexuals to date, but also if you just sign up, you support the channel. So please do, even if you delete it right afterwards, you still support the channel. So those links for BiCupid are in the description below. They have like over 2 million members around the world, and they've been around for I think 10 years. I forgot the number now. But they've been around for a while. So please check that out. But now let's get into this question because I thought it was an interesting one. Starts off, hey Alex, hey, I love your videos. They're great, and honestly, your content is underrated. I agree, underrated. You've done so much for the Bi Plus community. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. I am 19 years old, and I'm having an identity crisis. I've been identifying as bisexual since I was 15, but I'm currently in a state of confusion. I've never been in a relationship before, and I've never had any sexual experiences with females. But I have been with men through Grindr hookups. I don't really feel sexually attracted to females. We'll make a mental note of that later. I mainly find girls to be beautiful and pretty, like an aesthetic. And they're much easier to talk to about emotions. I've had chances to date and to have sex with girls, but I haven't been confident in myself. I'm still not confident to talk to girls or guys in person. I will even say that I don't think girls want to date me knowing I'm bi. And gay guys mostly don't seem to care if a guy is bi. Not saying that some don't. But I still have the desire to have sex with girls for the experience, and the thought of being in a sexual act with women is desirable. I sometimes think of being in a relationship with a woman and possibly having kids one day. I am definitely sexually attracted to men for sure. I would maybe even want a relationship with a guy one day. I've tried to identify as gay in the past, but that lasted barely a day because it didn't feel right. But I've noticed that when I call myself gay, it makes me anxious and scared. I don't like that feeling. It makes me think that I'm gay deep down, but don't want to come to grips with it. I grew up in a religious household where I was taught that gay wasn't okay. My family is pretty much chill on LGBT at this day and age, even though they have their disagreements. My father, on the other hand, does not like gay people at all. And my entire family knows I'm bisexual because I told them or they've been told by others. I have a lot of support from the bisexual community, and I am all for its representation. I even relate to all those bi memes. And I understand that bisexuality isn't 50-50 and it can evolve over time. But my question is, am I really bisexual or a gay man in denial? Thank you for your time and stay cooler. You stay cooler too. Well, I'm going to say that your email is so relatable to a certain segment of probably the viewers on this channel and a certain segment of people who identify as gay. But the question is, are you gay? And I'm going to be upfront with you and tell you, I'm not going to have a definitive answer for you with the information you provided. But what I can do is I can offer you a perspective which you won't be able to get otherwise from a person who's been through a few things, and it really might help you. We'll see. So, number one, You talked about anxiety and feeling scared when you think about whether or not you're bisexual. You know, that anxiety is caused by a discordance. So there's a discordance going on in your brain between one of two things, or between two things. What those two things are is to be determined. So, for example, if a person is homosexual and they think of themselves as, they think, well, maybe I'm gay, and they have an anxiety about it, that the discordance that happens there is between their conception of who they are as a person and their conception of what gay is as a concept, or what society thinks gay is. So the anxiety is coming from, hey, I think I'm a good person, but society says that if gay people aren't good people. So that causes anxiety. But that's not the only reason why you might have anxiety for like asking yourself, maybe I'm gay sort of thing. Because I'll tell you, if I were to ask myself if I were gay, I would have anxiety as well. And it's not because, I'm not coming to grips with who I am because I am well established bisexual. However, the discordance comes from saying and thinking that I might be gay and my experiences as a person, or my feelings, the feelings I've been having. So I have that sort of like uncomfortable anxiety sort of feeling because the word gay doesn't completely make sense with who I am as a person, who I know myself to be, who I deep down know who I am. So yes, you could be having anxiety whenever you think of, oh, I might be gay, but it doesn't necessarily have to be because you're in denial. It could be for a lot of reasons. It's just a discordance going on in your brain between two things. What those two things are yet to be determined. So that's number one. Number two is you talk about your insecurity about being with a woman, about talking to women, all those things. And you're in your mind, I'm sure you're thinking, well, this could be further evidence to say that I'm actually bisexual or I'm actually homosexual. But insecurity is a real thing. Like I had a lot of insecurity when I was younger. Not like I tend to be a very confident guy. I've always been a confident guy, except for one area. Like I've had complete confidence, complete extrovert in every way, except for one area, which was always with girls, because I always felt a lot of pressure when I was with girls. I felt no pressure with guys. I felt like there was nothing I ever had to worry about. I didn't care what guys thought. Like if I were interested in having sex, well, I could have sex with a guy and just not give a damn, or I could have sex with a woman where I want women to think that I'm good in bed. I want women to think positive things about me. So the insecurities I had with women did not reflect on what my sexuality was. It just reflected on my experience as a human being. So yes, you might feel insecure, but don't think of it as, that's not one way of determining whether or not you're, homosexual or if you're bisexual. And also think of your desire, or also give consideration to which community you most identify with. Now, I know this one person who for a long time identified as bisexual and then recently came out as gay. But I also know that they live in a place where they have no bi community. So for a long time, they were, saying that they were bisexual and being, in just acting bisexual and whatnot. But ultimately, I could tell that they really wanted to be a part of a community. They really, really wanted it. And since there was no bi community, they ultimately came out as gay. And I don't know whether that's the cause of it, but I do know it comes into play a lot. If you don't have a community, or if you don't have a clear-cut community that's perfect for you, you choose the ones closest to you. But that's not your situation. You clearly have access to a bi community, as you said. So you have an option of being with heterosexuals, or being with the gay community, or identifying with the bisexual community. And you seem to be naturally drawn towards that community. So if you have access to all three communities, which community do you feel yourself most identifying with? You say you identify with the bi memes. I barely identify with the bi memes. So if you're identifying with the bi memes and you have an option of which community you feel most comfortable with, and you choose the bi community, then that says something. These are all hints to who you are deep down inside. Not one of them says for sure that you are bisexual, but when you start adding them all together, they start painting a picture. And you're not being attracted to women and wanting to experiencing it. I want to say this. I went through a similar experience myself, but it wasn't with women, it was with guys. Like I was sexually attracted to guys to a certain degree, but I didn't have a desire to have sex with them. Like it just didn't, like my brain just could not click over there. It just couldn't kind of click. But I did know that I wanted to be with a guy at least once before I died. Like my plan was I was going to be with a guy, get it out of my system, and then just be with a woman. Like that was always my plan. And the thought of having sex with a guy was not appealing to me. It's kind of gross. It was just like it just didn't do much for me. But I did masturbate to a thought of guys and type of stuff like that. But I just didn't want to have sex with them. So when you say that you don't really want to have sex with women, again, I know there's a lot of homosexual guys out there that would say, no, that's a sign that you're gay. That's what I went through. I thought I was attracted to women too, but I wasn't. I didn't want to have sex with them. So you're gay. But it's more complex than that. Because, for example, I didn't want to have sex with a guy. I said just once. And then I did it that one time. Like I pushed through all the insecurity. And I did it. And I was like, okay, great, I'm done. I never have to do this again. Never again. Until the next time when I was like, okay, well, I'll do it with this person because this person, like the last person was just like a guy. But this person, like I'm actually like, this is my type. This is why I always thought my type was. So I had sex with that guy and it was just like, yes, finally, I never have to do this again. And then a couple of months later I did. And then, of course, I've had, a number of experiences at this point. But that just goes to show you that what you think at 19, and I was pretty young at the time, what you think at 19 is not necessarily what you're going to think forever. And just because you're not necessarily drawn to a woman in every way at this point doesn't mean that you won't have an experience like mine and eventually, try it once and go, oh, wait. Yeah, no, I was feeling a lot of pressure before, but no, this is kind of fun. I'm going to keep doing this. So again, that's not a sign. Not yet. Also, even if you end up not being attracted to women at all, let's say that you go and you have that experience and you know what? You don't want to have sex with them. And you decide, okay, well, I might be emotionally drawn to them, but not romantically attracted to them. You can still be bisexual. How? Let me ask you this. What are your feelings on non-binary people and trans people? Because ultimately, that's a different gender. Trans people don't call themselves women and men. They have a tendency to call themselves trans women and trans men. There's a reason, because there's a difference. And there is a difference. Like the life experiences of a trans woman or trans man is different from the life experiences of a male or female, a man or a woman, or cis man, cis woman sort of thing. It's just different. It doesn't mean it's not less qualifying or anything like that. It just means it's different. So the trans male experience, trans male gender, trans female gender is different from the cis male and cis female. And same thing with non-binary. So if you are attracted to non-binary people and to trans people, then done. You don't even have to worry about whether or not you're attracted to cis women or not. You are bisexual, because definition of bisexuality is being attracted to multiple genders, not necessarily in the same amount, not necessarily at the same time. So trans, non-binary people, you're attracted to them, you're bisexual. Not even have to think about it anymore. You just have to decide whether or not you want to date women. but that's not the story. So ultimately, I'm going to say this. You're very young. 19 is very young. Yes, there are some people who know that they are bisexual from the age of 12. And that's great. Great for them. I didn't. A lot of people don't. And even if they have some inkling of it, they're not sure for a while. And the life experience that told me for sure whether I was bisexual didn't happen by 19. It didn't even happen by 22 or 24. It basically happened somewhere around 25 or 28. And I had experiences in there, but I was still trying to figure out exactly what to think of them. And somewhere around 28 was when I kind of went, no, this isn't going to change. Just because I sometimes go for long stretches where I'm only attracted to guys does not mean I'm not bisexual. Does not mean I'm not still attracted to women. And yes, all the experiences I've had since then has confirmed that. I'm definitely attracted to both genders, cis males, cis females mostly, and that just says that. So I'm hoping that those perspectives give you enough information that when you have more life experiences, you'll be able to say definitively and without question, no, I am bisexual, even though I might not be as sexually attracted to women or whatever else. Even if I might see myself in a long-term relationship with a guy, doesn't matter, still bisexual. Still bisexual, and you still very much belong in the bisexual community. So that's it. If you would like to read more or hear more bisexual stories, then please check out the excerpt from my book Hurricane Laine down in the description below, because that's what I do. I'm reading these stories, emails from other people that talking about their stories of being bisexual. I write stories about bisexuals in my romances. So check it out, and check out the books if you're interested. Also, you can, if you're looking for a relationship with a bisexual, check out BiCupid. You support the channel by you do, and you might actually find someone that makes your life happier by doing it. And the links for those in the descriptions below. And in November, November 2020, I will be doing a group chat with bisexuals through my Patreon page. So if you think it might be worthwhile for you to talk to other bisexuals in a group setting, check out the link to my Patreon page and see whether or not you'd like to join in. It might be too late to join for November, maybe, but if you talk to me and this is something you really want to do and you talk to me, I might be able to fit you into the group. But we can talk about that later. And if you have a question that you'd like me to answer, feel free to email me in a link in the description below. I'd love to find out what you're thinking about stuff. That's it. Until the next time, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler. Bye.